Selling is not begging. Most of us have been stereotyped into believing that when you are selling, then you are suffering. When you are selling, then you have failed in life, you've got nothing else to do but to sell. Whereas is the total opposite. L. Nightingale says, there's no one with a great future like a great salesperson. There is no one with a better future like someone who can sell and they are good at it. Because that person can survive anywhere in the world and can make it in any field they can find themselves in. But for most of us, we view business from a different perspective. We view businesses as buildings. We don't see business as the activities that happen inside that building. That's why when somebody will knock on our doors and then sell to us, we see them as someone who is suffering, someone who's got nothing else to do, people that we feel sorry for, people that we look down on sometimes. But we don't view someone who's calling from a call center as someone who is the same as the person who came to us in person. Like someone who sells more fire on the streets, we see them as someone who is struggling. We see them as someone who has failed. But selling means you are providing services or products to someone at a fee. You are trying to make someone's life better and easier at a fee. That is the main thing of selling. And then maybe that's why most people fail at selling, because sometimes we've got this hashtag that people use to blackmail others, like support black businesses. Like we fail to identify that if you're going to sell something or provide a service, you have to make sure that that's a service that someone needs. You have to make sure that this will make someone's life easier and probably save them some time. So if someone is selling you something at a robot, they are saving you time that you are supposed to use to go into a store and buy that more fire. People who sell food at workplaces, they've seen a gap that there are people who don't want to cook and then carry lunch boxes to work. So what do? They saw a gap and they are filling in that gap. They come to the workplaces and then they cook and then they sell food to people who don't want to cook and then carry lunch boxes to work. There are also people who sell fruit and vegetables at taxi ranks. Those people are saving us the time that we should have used to go to a fruit and vegetable market and then buy vegetables and fruits for our family or for ourselves. Instead, you find the fruit and vegetables on the platform that you are going to catch a taxi on. That person has made your life easier. That person have saved you time. That's what selling is about. That's what business is about. If you looked at what most restaurants are doing now, they deliver to your doorsteps. You order online and they will deliver your food to your doorstep. Why? Because they are making your life easier. It's innovations whereby you can make other people's life easier at a fee. That's what selling basically is about. It's not about having a big building. That's just a housing of a business. If you cannot sell, the building is useless. So we only respect people who are called ambassadors. But that's just a fancy name of saying a salesperson for the business. If you look at Cassper Nyovest, Cassper Nyovest is a high school dropout. He's a great musician, he's a great businessman, and he's a multimillionaire. He's also selling Samsung smartphones for Samsung. But we do not view him as a salesperson or a seller. We view him as an ambassador. Why? Because he works with a big brand. He also does the same with Ciroc vodka. We call him an ambassador, but he's selling. He's a salesperson. Every time you're watching Skeem Saam, you're watching Generation, Desmond Dube and his mother, Lillian Dube, and Ayanda Ncwane, they will pop up on your screen and sell you clientele policies, funeral policies. We don't see them as sellers, we see them as ambassadors. But those people, they are selling. So we need to change our perspective of what selling really is. Because people will make you feel small when you approach them and sell something to them. The people who are into network marketing, those people are sellers. The people who do crowdfunding, those people are sellers. The nucleus or the heart of the business is selling. There is no business without selling. But when you are at the bottom, people have no respect for you. People look down on you. People will bash you. People will mock you. But as soon as you start to do well, now people start to see you not as someone who's selling, but as a businessman. The likes of Theo Baloyi. The guy 5 years ago was selling Batu shoes from the boot of his car. Do you know how many people laughed at him? Do you know how many people looked at him like someone who is struggling because he is an accounting graduate? People may have looked at him as someone who has failed, someone who couldn't get a job into accounting field. But today that accounting degree is working greatly for him as a businessman. We need to change our perspective on selling, guys. We are missing out on a very great opportunity. People who are rich, they've sold something. Money is in selling. Wealth is in selling. If you cannot find a way to get into people's pockets legally, forget about building wealth. Forget about building wealth. Because the only way for you to make money is to look for a job. But then even if you are looking for a job, you're working for someone, that's selling. You're selling your labor. You're selling, either you're selling your talent, you're selling your expertise. Lawyers, professionals, they sell their expertise. Musicians, athletes, artists, they sell their talent. Employees, they sell their labor, they sell their time. So someone is selling something. If you're going to win a woman over as a guy, you have to sell yourself to her. You have to show her that you are a good man and you can make her life better. You can make her happy. You can make her life joyful. Everything is selling. And there is something that anybody and everybody can sell. There is something around us that if we viewed it as a business at grassroots level, then we will sell it. Money is in selling. Wealth is in selling. If you cannot find a way to get into people's pockets legally, forget about building wealth.